Hello YouTube, this is Switch007 and you are joining me today for my second Q&A with my good friend and fellow gamer Hitman2481. Hitman, how are we?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. Good,
That's
good.
good. So this week I've got something that's a bit more closer to our hearts and a little bit different from what we did last week with the Destiny 2. It's about PlayStation and their current state with their consoles and their exclusives. So, let me hit it off by saying, how many PlayStations have you owned? What models?
All of them.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, all except for the Pro.
Except for the Pro, yes.
Yeah.
So, what is the greatest exclusive you have played on Sony's console?
See, that's a difficult question, really.
There is a lot of them.
There is a lot of them. Honestly, it would probably either have to be Horizon Zero Dawn or The Last of Us
Okay.
on PS3 for The Last of Us, and then PS4 when it was remastered, and then yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn just last year.
I've got to ask this. Why?
hmm
I was expecting you to say God of War. You didn't like God of War as much?
I did. No, I did. I did. I really did enjoy God of War. There was just something a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more interesting to me for the others. I mean, God of War was great. It really was.
Yep.
Um, but it was very, it was very involved in parts,
Yep.
which is not a bad thing by any means. It just, it didn't really give you direction in parts. It sort of just let you sort of find things on your own, which is, as I said, not a bad thing. But I like to, be given objectives at times in certain games.
Have a goal, know exactly what you're doing,
Yeah, yeah,
so you can pretty much like have what's the word I'm looking for? Your time spent, and you know you're getting somewhere with the time you're spending in the game, pretty much.
exactly right,
Yep.
exactly.
Okay, I get that. So, what are your thoughts on the mid-generation refresh with the PS4 Pro?
Yeah, look, I honestly, I highly disagree with the way they've done it. We've had this conversation many
Hmm.
times, and we've resulted in arguments even.
Yes.
Uh, but yeah, look, if it did what they claimed it was supposed to do,
Yep.
I would not have a problem with it.
Yep.
But it does not do what they claimed it did at the whatever the press conference was they had,
Yep.
when they claimed it was going to be native 4K, games were going to be at 60 frames a second, all this stuff, and everyone got super hyped about it.
Yep.
And I knew straight away it wouldn't be able to do it because it takes a GTX 1080 Ti to run things at 4K 60 frames a second on Ultra.
Yep.
You know? Um, and I'm pretty sure they're not running one of them in the Pro, which
No.
they're definitely not. And then um, Richard from Digital Foundry came out and said, "Oh no, it's a mixture of like checkerboard rendering and the other type." Excuse me. Um, and I'm just like, yeah, but that's fake 4K. You fucking cheating. I don't care what you
Mm.
say.
Yep.
Excuse my language. Apologies. That's cheating. Yeah,
Yep.
it's not 4K.
No, exactly right. But do you think for the price, checkerboard rendering is a good solution to deliver results in HDR like, say, Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War?
The solution's a good idea, yes, absolutely. But just the thing that really upset me more than anything was that they lied about it.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, like just be upfront about it. Like the
Exactly.
Xbox One X can barely do the 4K as it is, as you've told me.
Yep.
And it still only runs things at 30 frames a second. And
Exactly.
it's like, well, clearly, and that's not even a mid-generation cycle. That's a full generation cycle for the
Yep.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Um, and it still can't even do it.
No, well,
So, I
compared
mean,
to the Xbox One, so the original, and then now you have the Xbox One X, it's a
hmm,
massive leap. However, we're still not going to be getting 60 frames a second. It's
yeah,
just not. It's not
absolutely.
possible. This generation, it's not possible.
No, no. And they're going to have to build something. See, what I've been saying for years with PlayStation and consoles in general, is they need to build a base platform,
Yep.
and then they need to sell parts to upgrade it should people want to spend the extra money, like
Yeah.
have plug in, plug out parts
Throw in an
that people
SSD,
can,
so to speak.
yeah, throw in an SSD, take out the current GPU, but they've got another one that's extra money for you to buy
Yep.
to upgrade it so that you can, get better performance out of it. So then it's essentially like a PC,
Yeah.
but for the cheaper price. Then they're still making money on the consoles and they're making money on the parts for the people that want to upgrade it.
Mm, it does make sense. It
Yeah,
really
I've been
does.
saying that since they announced the PS3.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
they need to be able to have like RAM slots and stuff like that, so you can plug in you know, 32 gig of RAM instead of 16 or 8 or whatever.
Mm. It would be nice, that's for sure.
It would be. It would be.
Um, so going off the console a little bit and more to the company. So it's been in the headlines. What do you think about Sony's stubborn response to crossplay? And for instance, what's going on with Fortnite? How they're the only one that just don't want to come to the party. What do you think
Yeah,
about it?
look, I think it's ridiculous, and to be honest, I think it's going to damage their brand in the long run.
Yep.
Because people want it, gamers want it, and yes, okay, Microsoft may have turned them down last time Sony wanted to do it when Microsoft was winning, but you know what? Why do we have to bring up the past?
Mm,
Just do what the gamers want. They're the ones that are buying your products.
exactly.
Who cares what Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo want? Okay, you're going to make more money if you allow more gamers to do more things. That's what I just don't understand their stubbornness about it, because they're
Mm.
leaving money on the table.
What frustrates me is if they do respond about it, that their answers are in code, and at the end of the day, the only people that are getting affected are us, the gamers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like old mate, what's his name? Layden, is it? The head of
Sean
Sony?
Layden, yep.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, we're going to sort something out with it. And I'm like,
Mm,
well, that's just PR speak for, yeah, we've heard what you're going to say, but we're going to ignore you anyway.
yeah.
Despite he said that, we're going to work something out, they're not. They
Yep.
don't care, because what they care about is money, and they think that by allowing you to play with other people on other consoles, that they're going to lose money somehow.
Mm,
But the reality is it's completely the opposite way,
it is.
because you're forcing people to either now buy a PlayStation or buy an Xbox. Whereas if you have crossplay, what does it matter which one they buy? Because they're still gonna buy the games, they're still gonna buy a console,
Yep.
and they can play with their friends.
Makes sense.
I understand that they want you to have all the consoles, but like not everyone has that option.
All the money, exactly. Like I
That's what
would,
I mean. Like, yeah,
I
not
like.
everyone has the.
Say, for instance, I'm playing Fortnite on my PC and I'm going away and I want to continue to play with my friends. Having the Switch in the back of a car or on a plane and continue to play with the same friends. That's what the world's about now. Sony just
Yeah.
don't want to change, or they don't think they have to.
Well, I don't think it's that they don't think they have to. Or, well, part of it probably is because they've sort of got all the good exclusives, so to speak, and they sort of have the power at the moment.
Mm.
But that could all change overnight. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Like, you know what I
Well,
mean?
exactly. That ties into my next question, actually. Uh, why do you think Sony do have all the best exclusives, and do you think Xbox can ever catch up?
Oh, I don't think that Xbox cannot catch up by any means. They certainly can. Um, and the reason I think that Sony has all the great exclusives this time is they've literally just pumped ridiculous amounts of money
Oh yeah.
into developing studios, and also I think part of how they got all the relationships and things that they have, like with Bungie, for instance, with Destiny, and things like that, is Microsoft in the past. were not a friendly company to developers.
Yep.
You know, um, that's since Phil Spencer's taken over, it's jumped leaps and bounds into great territory.
Yep.
But he's still got a long way to go, unfortunately, and the way that Sony's sort of come in and picked up the pieces from where Microsoft's treated all their developers badly has worked out amazingly for them.
Yeah.
And that's where you get Destiny, and which was one of the biggest releases at the time.
Yep.
Um, yeah, and then you've got your Horizon Zero Dawns and you've got a Wars. Like that's a huge franchise.
It is. I mean,
It's a console seller, that game.
it is, and one of the most. And when you got Naughty Dog making Uncharted and The Last of Us, it's like, how can you ever compete?
Exactly.
Console-wise, how can you ever compete with them? You can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
okay, so speaking back on the console, are you excited with the announcement, which probably will happen about the PS5 next year?
Well, yes, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm apprehensive about it too, because yeah, okay, PS4 may have been launched in what, 2014,
Yep.
and like Pro was like 2 years ago.
Yep.
Has technology advanced far enough that we require a PS5? Is more, like, has it advanced substantially to a point where we're going to see native 4K, 60 frames a second, you know, all these things that we've been wanting,
Yep.
or is it going to just be another half generational jump like PS4 Pro?
Yep. I just would love to see it in big writing, 4K 60.
Oh, I know, right?
Will it
Yeah,
happen? I don't know. On the same vein as that, now this is a touchy subject for both of us. Of course, in our discussions, we do get very sensitive about it because we think it's crap.
yeah.
But, so, why do you think PlayStation won't release their games on PC via an app, like Xbox have with their games?
I I I think it's an issue again with them feeling that if they release like an app on PC, for instance, like Origin, like Steam, like all these other platforms,
Yep.
um, that somehow it's going to take away from their brand. But the problem is there's thousands, tens of thousands of people out there that own PCs that have no interest in owning a console. That's an untapped market.
It is.
They're literally they're literally leaving money on a table that they could be like raking in a ridiculous amount of money
Hmm.
on these exclusives. We've talked about it. You imagine God of War in real 4K, full ultra,
Widescreen
unlimited
monitor.
frame rate. Oh, it's just like,
Widescreen monitor support. Oh my god.
yeah, it's.
Mm.
I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't understand their closed-mindedness
Yep.
about these things. Like for a tech company, and that's what Sony is, a tech company,
Yep.
to be so archaic in their thinking, it boggles the mind. It really does. I really don't understand it, and to be honest, I don't think I ever will,
Yeah.
because they're just being obstinate for being obstinate's sake, just because oh, we're winning the console war at the moment, so we're not going to do anything to change because we don't need to.
Yep.
And it's like, well, you don't seem to realize the goodwill that you give out now, you'll get back tenfold when you lose in the next console war. Because
So
let's be honest, it's going to happen. You're not going to win forever.
that's right. And
You know?
if anything's to go by, I mean, every E3 it seems to get a little less and less. Like people are starting to turn away a little bit.
Yep.
Yes, you've
Yep.
got the exclusives, but your PR is all in the wrong place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like what happened with Angry Joe when he tried to get into um, the PlayStation booth at E3. They
Yeah.
wouldn't let him in. The PR for America wouldn't let PS for America wouldn't let him in. He had to get in through the UK one.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah, it's like I don't get it. Like, why would you not want people to be there to promote
Yep.
your services? You know, like.
Just a quick note, YouTube. You might think that we're bashing Sony and PlayStation. We're not. We're just answering questions that we're trying to get questions out there, and we're trying to, answer questions that no one seems to want to answer themselves.
Absolutely. I'm like the biggest fanboy. I was the biggest PlayStation fanboy for years. For years. I've only ever owned PlayStations. I've never owned an Xbox.
Yep.
And until like last year, I'd never even owned a PC.
Yep.
Well, gaming PC. And I've only ever played on PlayStations. But yeah, once I got the PC, that was just like
Yep.
like it
Saw the
says in
light.
Aladdin, a whole new world, mate.
Yeah. So, do you think they'll ever see PlayStation games on a PC down the track?
I really hope we do.
Yep.
But with the way it currently is, I don't think we will.
So it's definitely. I think it's hurting Sony. It is.
Yeah, yeah. I think Layden is, whether it's him that's making these decisions or whether it's Sony Japan that's making the decisions.
Yep.
They're going down a really bad path, in my opinion, because as I said, what goodwill you give out now, you're going to get back tenfold. You know, you keep blocking people, and eventually they're going to go, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
then your console sales will drop. Then your exclusive sales will drop. You're going to lose all your exclusive studios. Then Microsoft's going to pick up all the studios, and then we're going to have the same cycle over again.
Yep. Definitely. I think it's honestly too late for Xbox to crawl back the numbers. However, next generation, if they do it right, who knows? We
Yeah,
could be seeing the 360 versus the PS3 all over again.
absolutely.
Um,
You know, and I don't think that would necessarily be a bad thing, honestly, especially if Phil Spencer still remains how he is now
yeah,
about wanting to do, crossplay and all these things and exclusives to PC as well and that type of thing. As long as it remains like that,
yep,
and he's still willing to share everything, and then Sony comes begging, which inevitably happened last time with the 360 and PlayStation. That's what they wanted to do,
mm-hmm.
and Microsoft turned them down. But I don't think Phil Spencer was in charge back then. And maybe it'll actually happen then. Maybe Sony needs to be taken down a notch or two to.
I want to see them bloodthirsty again. I want to see the competition back and they're fighting each other for the better games. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
They're on their high horse and they've earned that right, but I want to
Yeah.
see them get knocked down a few pegs so they can come back and have that blood first.
Exactly right. The problem is that they've reached their pinnacle and they're sitting there and they're starting to get complacency now.
Yep.
And the stat as I hear a lot in different companies and things like that. The status quo is death, meaning basically not to rest on your laurels, to continually drive for more.
Yeah. No, that's very, I completely understand and I completely agree. So, moving on, even though, we won't be seeing PC anytime soon, what exclusives are you most excited about for this year and going into 2019?
Spider-Man, I'm
Yes,
definitely excited for.
100%.
Yeah, because it looks actually, but yeah, the last ones there wasn't a great deal to do, but this one actually looks like it's a good storyline. Looks like the fighting's really impressive so far from what I've seen.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I'm also really excited for Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, that
That
stole the E3 for me. That just took it away.
See, the most frustrating thing I find with these games, like for instance, Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, and Last of Us 2, those vertical slices that we see,
are the
That's
best
all
client.
running on some ridiculously powerful PC
It is.
at
It's
those events. It's not running on a PlayStation,
no way.
right? And this is it's already being built. The games are being built on PCs and coded for PlayStations. So all they have to do is release an app on the PC, and they can just put the game straight on there. And I just don't, yeah.
Or if it's not running on a PC, I guarantee you it's running on a demo PS5 for what we might be getting in a couple of years' time. Because
Oh
there's
yeah,
no
or maybe
way you can tell
yeah.
me The Last of Us 2 is running on a PS4 Pro into a TV at E3. That was not
No,
on a PS4 Pro. No way.
no, no, not a chance. And even like apparently Cyberpunk, the demo for that, they were running that on PC as well.
Mm.
And even they said like they're aiming for this generation. I'm like, you're not aiming. There's no way that if the game is as good, looks as good as what everyone has been saying that it has been looking in that demo,
Yep.
there is not a chance it's going to release this generation.
Yeah. No,
Or they're going to cut the graphics to the 900p like they did with COD
well,
2 or 3 years
they
ago.
said the demo they showed on PC was running on a 1080 Ti and it wasn't maxed out. How in the hell is a PS4 from 2014 going to run the game anyway?
I know, I know, I know. Major graphical downgrades and all this stuff,
No,
it's...
thank you.
No thanks, no.
No. See, this is a perfect example of something I saw. So I played the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy last year when it came out,
Mm.
and I played it again recently, maxed out on my PC. I've gone from 30 frames to 60 frames, and that's what we're talking about. Seeing that on the PC compared to what I played last year on the PS4 Pro, I'm just like, imagine everything else that's an exclusive, what they can do with it because how it runs on PC. It's like
Well,
a
this is
completely different game.
yeah, exactly right. And this is the other frustrating thing, right? Like, as you said, Crash Bandicoot and Neo, they were both PlayStation exclusives,
Yes,
and they ended up getting released on PC.
exactly. Now Crash Bandicoot, which is the mascot, he's literally whoring himself out. He's on
Yeah,
Nintendo, he's on Xbox, he's on PC, he's on PS4, and they've done it. It's out. It's off
yeah,
PlayStation, and I'm sorry to say, it's the best thing that could have ever happened.
yeah. And I don't. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't see the problem with releasing to PC. You're leaving money on the table, Sony.
Yep.
What is wrong with you? Like, seriously.
We're still going to be loyal. We're just not going to play it on your console. But we know it's your Sony game.
Yeah,
You're still getting our money for the game like you would if you brought it on your console.
yeah. Like as it is, you're not making money on your consoles. You've said that already. In many things, you don't make money on the consoles. You make money on the games.
Yep.
So we're still buying the games
Yep.
and still at the same price. So what's your problem? Why? What's your issue?
Give us an
Like,
option. Give us an
yeah,
option to use keyboard and mouse. Give us an option to make it 4K native, 60, hell, 120. Hell, give me 144 hertz refresh rate. I've brought your game. That should be my choice.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you buy a PC game, or you decide to buy the PC game on the PlayStation, I'm paying the same amount of money, so why should you shoehorn me to get 30 frames a second, 1080p, when I can get the same game, same price, and play it on my PC the way I want to play it?
Exactly right.
That's that's
Exactly
that's
right.
the biggest thing that makes me angry. Like, just, it's like, you know, I'll give you my money, but it's my choice.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
They're just trying to create a monopoly
they are. Just making
with
it
the game.
difficult.
But the problem is that that's not what gamers want, and they will show you that's not what they want eventually when they
Mhm.
wake up and just don't buy your consoles or your games anymore. When you wait till Xbox releases their next Xbox.
The codename Scarlet.
Oh, is that what it is? Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been codenamed Scarlet, but apparently there's going to be more than one Xbox released at the same time. It's going to be a family of devices.
Okay.
So we're going to have, well, okay, this is rumor. We're going to have, so we're going to have an option of like the lowest model will be your Xbox One X. You'll have a streaming console that will be into your lounge room so you can stream your Xbox games. Then they'll release this F-off machine that will do everything you want it to. So it'll be like the successor of the Xbox One X.
Right. Okay.
So that's what I'm
Good.
hoping is going to happen. But Microsoft, all you need to do is get your exclusive stronger, and I swear to God, you can come back the way you should.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So rounding this off, if we never get 4K 60 games from PlayStation, do you think we'll ever see it on their future consoles?
Oh, look, I live in hope. I really do. But honestly, the hope dwindles by the day when I continue to play games on PC in 4K 60 and more.
Yep.
Um, and then you have to switch back to the PlayStation to play an exclusive, and you're just like,
Wow.
wow,
Yeah.
this is just a disgrace. Like you're dishonoring this game
You are.
by not allowing it to be played the way that it was built.
The thought of seeing God of War on a 2014 PlayStation 4 makes me sad
Yeah, yeah,
because
and
it's not their vision to look like for it to look like that.
no, no, and look, I understand that not everyone can afford, big gaming rigs and things like we've got, but it should at least be an option for those of us
Exactly. Give us the
that care
option.
about that type of thing. Not everyone cares about, 4K 60 frames a second, and I respect that, you know. Um, or not everyone has the money to afford it, which again, I understand that. Um, but it should be at least an option for those of us that want it.
Like, I can't help but say it. Like Xbox with Forza, you have the option to play it via the app on PC, and you can do whatever you want with it, with the graphics. It's just nice to know you've got that option, and if you buy it on PC, you play it on the Xbox, and you don't have to pay any more.
Yep,
It's
yep.
just a nice option.
And like what you told me, like with when you play it on one platform and you save your thing, you go back to the other platform and your save's still there for the
Exactly.
other platform. It's like, well, why would? Yeah,
You pick it up straight away from where you paused it on your console.
yeah,
It's just so fluent and works. So, Sony, look, we love you. Everyone loves you. But you got to start changing with the times, and you need to start listening to your fans. That's all we're saying. Because we want to support you, we want to love you, but you need to start taking risks.
that's it. Be innovative.
Exactly. So that's our Q&A for today, guys. Thanks for watching. We're going to try to make this more of a regular thing when we have the time. So any questions or comments, just leave them below. We really enjoy doing this, and we need to ask these questions. So Hitman, thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. And once again,
My
yes,
pleasure.
your
My pleasure.
answers always, it's good to hear from someone else.
Oh, look, man, it's just you got to be blunt sometimes, cruel to be kind, as it were.
Exactly.
But
You
but
do.
yeah, like I really only want the best for Sony and for Xbox. Like I'll admit I was, as I said, the PlayStation fanboy for years, but
Mm.
since getting a PC and learning a bit more about games in general and developing and things like that, I have no qualms with playing on an Xbox or a PC or a PlayStation.
Yep.
I'm going to go where the graphics are the best, and at the moment the graphics are best on PC.
Yep. Healthy competition is good competition.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
I find Xbox and Sony, at the end of the day, they do offer things that are different enough to try. For instance, I like Gran Turismo, but I love Forza. And the only way for me to get Forza is to play it on PC or Xbox, because I won't be shoehorned into playing Gran Turismo because I don't want to, buy another console to play it.
Yep, yep. I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks, Hitman, for joining me, and thanks for listening, people who watch the video, and we'll speak again soon. See you
Thanks,
later.
guys.